So, if you're like me and have recently started playing Battlefield 2042 again, or maybe you're playing it for the first time, you want to know what the best weapons are to use in this game now and which weapons you should grind for. Well, considering I've been using quite a few of them over the last couple of days, I thought I would let you know which the best ones are to use. Now before we get into that, feel free to drop a like as it helps with the algorithm. Otherwise, my number one weapon to use surprisingly is actually the G57 pistol. Now I know you might find this weird me putting a secondary first on the list, but I thought it was something that you should all grind for and at least have ready there as a backup. It's probably the best overall secondary in the game, and it is one I definitely recommend that you should use. The setup that you should have for it is on screen right now, otherwise this is your go-to secondary. But onto the primary weapons, and the one that is always first on my list to recommend, and that is one I call the SCAR, also known as the SFAR in game. This assault rifle is definitely one that you should grind for, especially when you get the 40 round drum mag. This high damage, low damage drop off, I would say relatively low recoil, makes for killing people at close, mid, and mostly long ranges extremely easy. The SCAR, as I'm going to call it, tends to stand out at all ranges. The setup that you want for it is on screen now. But if you've tried this, let me know how good you think it is, but otherwise I would probably say this is still the best AR in the game. Maybe you don't like ARs and you like rushing a little bit more, or you're just an SMG player. The one SMG that I'd recommend, although they are all quite similar, is either the MP9 or the PP29. Now I know putting two guns in one listing is all kind of cheating, but considering all the SMGs are quite similar, I feel the MP9 and both the PP29 are the most forgiving, especially with the high capacity mags that they have, high fire rate, and I would say low recoil. The one downside to the SMGs in this game is the headshot multiplier is only 1.25 times, where on ARs it's 2 times. So the damage they deal isn't quite as much as ARs, even in close range. The setups are on screen for both of them right now, and if you do end up trying these SMGs over the ARs, hopefully they serve you well. Now onto a weapon that I would say is both the mix of an SMG and an assault rifle, depending on what attachments you run. And that, of course, is the M5A3, or something we'll just refer to as the M5. Now, the M5 can be set up as an SMG with the close combat rounds, or just as a normal AR with the standard issue extended. Now, this gun can do all ranges, like most ARs, be a fast-firing SMG up close, or just a fast-firing AR at range. Its low recoil and just overall versatility makes it an absolute beast to use, and as an assault rifle, I definitely recommend. Both setups on screen with the close combat and the standard issue are on screen now, but this is a starter weapon, so a weapon that you can use for such a long time. If you want a gun that provides a bit more of a challenge, but at a high risk, high reward payout, then the railgun is one that I'd recommend. This gun has an extremely high damage model, it has a burst fire mode, and also a sniper mode that you've probably seen on YouTube before. But the one downside is you do have to charge it up to fire it. This can lead to close quarter gunfights when coming out of sprint extremely hard. But if you're pre-aiming and you catch the enemy off guard, then you will melt people at any distance, from close to mid to long range. And like I said, it's high risk, high reward, it definitely has a good payoff. Now onto the last gun, or should I say last guns. We have both the AM40 and the AC42. Now the AM40 is actually an assault rifle, but looks like an SMG and basically performs like an SMG, but has assault rifle statistics. The AC42 is a burst fire weapon at a very high fire rate and very low recoil, to the fact that it's literally like the Beamatron 9000. Now these guns are a little bit of grinding, but once you unlock them they are 100% worth it. The AM40 does tend to have a higher recoil than a lot of the other weapons, so bear that in mind. But otherwise, the setups for both of them are on screen now, but are definitely two guns that I 100% recommend. And after all of this, hopefully I've made you find a weapon that you enjoy, maybe your future favourite weapon. But if you enjoy this type of content, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And maybe you need some help with settings, then the videos on screen will 100% help you. But until then, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.